coming and stirring around. First things first. I know it's crazy, but we do have a first sponsor. I don't know how the hell it happened, but it came about. And so this is a little surprise for Alex and Frost, but we did get a sponsor. It is Josh. And pretty much long story short, guys, Josh is really good for male growth and anytime you go to the library. So if you have any problem with reading or male growth or flying at temperatures, Josh is probably going to be the best bet for you to really pop it in, chew it, or between the toes. So we're very happy that Josh is coming out and helping us and support the podcast. So
big fan of him.
We'll leave their company in the YouTube link for you.
Yeah, we'll put the link for joshjosh.com, and then also with that, so with a subscription, when you subscribe, you get 100% off of the Josh treatments, and they're going to give you the whole shebang. And so thank you for supporting us. You just put in the promo code HACKS, and after you put in promo code HACKS, then you'll get your 100% off on your Josh supplements. And with that great news, we're going to go straight into our recap of week 2. Yeah. All right. And so
what game should we get into?
So cut me off. So we're gonna jump into a game, but before we jump into the game, we want to go over kind of the overall. So best and worst performances, either by a player, a team, or a group. And we're gonna go around, keep it short, keep it sweet. Frost, you hit us off. Best and worst performances, week 2.
Worst performances is going to be the Steelers offensive as a unit. That line is it's a travesty right now, unfortunately. And Najee Harris can't get the ball going because of the line. Their wide receivers are fine, but I believe Deontay had a injury at the end of the game, which was a pointless injury. Shouldn't have even happened. Not very happy with the way they're really moving the ball. It doesn't seem like much has changed, even though they got a new offensive coordinator. And just doesn't – they're not producing. They haven't had a 100-yard rushing game in, I think, the last 9 games or something like that.
Oh, geez.
So it is it's not looking too good on that side. Best performance, I would have to say, would probably be Denver as a whole. Even though Denver has been playing, mind you, pretty bad teams. So, I mean, they played the Giants. They played the Jags. They're not playing too many good teams. It'll be week 4 when we see if they're truly a unit put together, because that's when they face the Ravens. So they'll actually play another team that has a defense, but their defensive unit right now is amazing. And their offense is just, as long as Teddy Bridgewater is, being competent and not turning the ball over, that's all they ever needed, especially when Peyton, that 1 year after he had the amazing statistical year, ended up actually, not doing too well the next year.
Right.
All they needed was someone there that was competent enough.
Somebody with a brain.
Yes. Yeah. And I believe Teddy Bridgewater is that person. It's going to be mainly keeping him healthy.
Teddy covers.
Injuries. Yeah, Teddy covers. And, we'll talk – when we talk the lines and stuff, I'll bring that up.
Okay.
But we have, 6 teams going in that are undefeated right now and covering the line. So we'll see which teams remain undefeated. But those would be my main things. Steelers, lackluster offense, and then the Denver as a whole, their defensive unit would be the star right now.
Sweetness. All right. Alex?
I would say the worst team, but I don't want to go into them, is the Jags, just because it's just following through with what I went through last week. So I'll pick a more different one, and I'll go with the Colts. I think they are sus team. I've kind of been saying this, but they're 0-2 right now.
True.
They're looking at 0-3, and a lot of
the
sharps.
They have been playing. I mean, these aren't easy wins, though. We got to keep that in mind, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I think a lot of sharps and stuff had this team going like 12-5, and for me, I'm sitting there not understanding that, and it's kind of all coming to fruition for me. And I think Wentz is garbage, and
geez.
I'm almost thinking retirement is the correct
All
way
right.
for him.
That's
He's going to be Andrew Luck, Volume 2, even though Andrew Luck actually had a decent career ahead of him. So I'm gonna go Colts. I think 70% of people thought that they were gonna win the division, and they're not.
I mean, it's still. I mean, the best record
it's
is
early.
1-1.
It's early.
Best record is 1-1. So
yeah, no, it's definitely early, but I'm not.
Yeah, because
it's alarming, right?
This is going to be their first.
To answer your question, is like, what team is on the downfall? I think the Colts, compared to what people thought they would be, they aren't like the top 10 team that people assumed, right? Then good team, I would say Ravens, which was different than I had last week. I think them beating the Chiefs put them up a notch because they were struggling to do so in years past with Mahomes and stuff. And yeah, I think the Ravens are going to be. I mean, they have an easy game this week, and I think they can kind of take that momentum forward.
Okay, that's good. So for me, real quick, much as it pains me to say it, dude, I don't think Sam Darnold is good. I'm sorry by saying that, but I don't know what is going on with that. I don't think the Saints were that bad to get blown out 26-7, but even that 7, like it felt like the game was like 40-0. Like they were just that the defense was just beating up all over the offense for the Saints. Jameis Winston literally looked like an idiot. Like points where he just like throwing it up for anyone. Looked or is okay. No, see, that's where he's not an idiot. Looked like an idiot though, but then kind of like the Broncos, like you said, they kind of just needed a competent thrower of the ball with the Panthers, and it looks like they got that. Like we still don't know. Like I guess
okay.
With
so
Sam
wait,
Darnold,
is your sus on him before the season started or now?
On Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
It was always.
Yeah, it was always a question.
It's always been a question mark. It's probably like 60% now. Like I'm at like 60%. Like is he it?
Yeah.
To where if he keeps winning, if he wins like a big divisional game, then I'll be like, all right, yeah, he's
they play
it.
the Cowboys next week, right?
So so something like that. Like if he beats the Cowboys, then
it'd be like 4-0.
I'll be more in. And then worst performance, a little bit out of the box. These fucking refs and this taunting bullshit. It is so aggravating. I don't know not one fan that says, this taunting thing, I like it. I like these colors getting in trouble for this taunting. I like it. And it's just dumb. I think it's just stupid. Like that's like just another way to make the league vanilla. You take out the big hits. You take out. I mean, how do you take out the big hits, make it more safe? You put in celebrations, and then you bring in a taunting. Like that doesn't even make sense. How do you let people celebrate after a touchdown?
Did you hear what Tom Brady kind of said about all that? At least with the hitting and stuff. Well, he was just saying that like bad quarterbacks will.
That's the thing.
Like,
Tom Brady is a quarterback. Like if you're a good enough quarterback, you don't put your receiver in a horrible position. That's too meta though. That's a meta.
The NFL has taken the like opposite approach of most sports. I think they kind of are taking away the fun rather than like I think basketball is like trying to make the game better, and then like MLB, even like in overtime, what they do is they'll add somebody to second base so it like finishes the game. And I think NFL, they're like an old school league and they're not progressing. Right.
Yeah, and so like this is year 3, right, of the celebrations, or year 4, year 3 or 4. and it just doesn't make sense. We're gonna move on. It just doesn't make sense. 3 years ago, you say, "Hey, go Chad Johnson, go celebrate," and then today, Von Bell getting a 15-yard penalty and a automatic first down for the Bears for just talking shit to Andy Dalton. No gesture, no hand movements, just face to face talking shit because he got to hurry out of him. It's unreal, and it's all discretion to the ref. Whatever the ref wants to say is taunting. That's the flag. So
yeah, that's the worst part, and it's not. You can't challenge it, obviously, and
it's
if you leave it up to the discretion of the ref, that's even worse. Like
that,
that's,
and
that's
it's like
the worst part about it.
if Von Bell on some other play says, "Hey ref, pay the fuck attention," like this guy's holding me. The next play, the ref can be like, "All right, whatever this fucker does, I'm just gonna throw a flag." Like it could literally be like that.
Yeah.
But we'll move on. So, and then the second one is what we're gonna do is we're gonna do another round, overreaction, right? So what's a overreaction that a lot of people are giving you guys to where it's like, all right, chill the hell out, like you're overreacting about it. And then what's a hot take that you got? Alex, you go first.
Oh shoot!
Mm-hmm.
Wait, say that again.
Oh wow, you didn't hear me?
No.
What's you just okay? So first one, an overreaction.
I was thinking Frost was gonna go. All right.
No, see, I'm a
Yeah,
flip
you're
it.
just flipping
Make
it on
sure you
us
pay
real quick.
attention,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. All right.
So
I've
an
learned from it.
overreaction.
That's
So
fair,
the
that's fair.
media is saying this, and you're like, chill the fuck out. And then a hot take where it's like media's off this, but you're like, this is gonna happen, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
After week 2.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I would say the Raiders probably.
Overreaction?
Yeah, I think they had a couple of easy games, and I think they should have lost to the Ravens, right? And I'm actually hot on Carr. Like I think he could be like a top 10 quarterback, and they're probably going to win this week, but then they're going to be 3-0, and I think people are going to start talking hype about them. So I want people to slow down a little bit, but at the same time, I think they're going to beat the Dolphins.
Okay.
But I think it kind of just like makes me upset a little bit that people have the Raiders.
If they beat the Dolphins, I would say those first 3 games are pretty tough. Ravens, Steelers, Dolphins. I would feel like those are pretty tough teams, though.
I don't know. I just don't think their performances have been like insane to where
They're like sloppy wins.
I'm not calling them like. I think they're an average team. Like I think they're like Cowboy level. But from what I see, I think some people are thinking that they're like already a top 10 team.
Okay.
And like even after week 1, people are talking about their defense and stuff, and I just think it was like an outlier almost. Like I don't think their defense is really that good. And kind of like Frost was saying, and maybe I don't know a lot about the Steelers, but I feel like the Steelers, their offense was looking kind of sus, and they are dealing with a lot of injuries. And then what I witnessed and watched, which was very painful on Monday Night Football, watching the Ravens play the Raiders when they should have won the game, was pain. So,
right.
I mean, I just think it's like a tad overreaction from. I think it's like clickbaity, like, oh, the Raiders are 2-0, but in reality, they're just like an average team.
They're not that.
Right.
They're not.
And then we haven't seen John Gruden's like second half, like.
Well, yeah, just keep that in.
Right?
Yeah, keep that in mind. Like last year, like they fell off at the back end of the season significantly. That's how the Raiders always start their seasons.
Right.
They typically start off hot, which is great.
Yeah.
John
like
Gruden
I'm
September,
right. I'm happy for him. Like I'm not like hating, but
yeah, and Mills agreed. Like those are 3 tough teams. Like, and they did win. A win's a win either way.
Right.
And I think it's going to be people are going to overreact with them. But I mean,
I just see all these little things on TV, and it's like 2-0. These are the 2-0 teams, and the fact that that's even happening is kind of funny to me.
Okay.
It's early in the season.
Got a hot take?
Hot take. I'm gonna keep writing this. Is that the 49ers are not it? And I kind of trolled in our group text that I thought that they were going to be last place.
But
still.
what happened to the
I'm
Eagles' energy that we had last week? The Eagles were so
who did
good.
you pick again
I
in that
picked the
game?
49ers. You both picked Eagles.
I picked
I
Eagles.
picked I
Okay.
picked 49ers. And so if the Eagles are that guy, they were just last week, and the 49ers
I
beat
think
them.
this is what I think about the Eagles, and I'm going to stay in the same path as I've been on them. I think they're like a boomer bust team, and I think that also can fall on any given Sunday. Any given
Okay.
Sunday.
Yeah, I
But
get it.
no, I just think that
Copyright infringement.
they can be really good or they can be really bad. And I'm not saying that the 49ers are like a horrible team, but I think that they're in a really tough division
They're
and kind
still
of
fourth
saying,
in that division.
huh?
Are they still fourth in that division?
I think it's possible, yes. I think they
Okay.
could go fourth. I don't know. It might be a little too hot takey to say that they're going to go fourth, but I mean, the Rams are looking good. The Cardinals are looking good. And then the Seahawks are just the Seahawks. And I would just trust the Seahawks over the 49ers in a game that matters, at least.
Okay.
So yeah, the whole quarterback situation is strange to me. They're dealing with a lot of injuries. I will talk about this later with my pick against them, but
Okay.
I think the Eagles, yeah, like I said, they're just boom bust to me. You got Hurts, you just won't. I feel like the Eagles are one of those teams that could beat the freaking Bucks by 14 points, or they'll lose to them by 40. You don't know. So
Okay. All right, Frost. What do you got? Overreaction and hot take.
I'd say overreaction and hot take. For the overreaction, I would say calm down on the Broncos. Even though I was very surprised with their performance this last week, I think they may not even make the playoffs because of their schedule and their conference.
Mhm.
I mean, their conference is tough too. Like, you're going to either have them, the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. Like, who are you going to choose out? You're not going to choose Denver out of that coming out of there. So they'd have to play a wild card, possibly winning that. And that's beating out Justin Herbert. And you don't think the Chargers will make it come together. Like, that's the thing. Like, they face patty cake teams to begin the season. So it's one of those things, like, just calm down on the teams that are undefeated, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen with the line movement with their game for week 2. I think it moved from 7 to -10, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets are bad, but you would never ever suspect that the Broncos would have a 10-point favorite over a team at all. So that I definitely agree with you in certain aspects.
Yeah, and then the hot take is going to be that my hot take would probably be out of those teams that we were talking about for the Cardinals, the Seattle. I don't think Seattle makes it. I think they actually don't make it out of that division, and
that's what Robert said. Robert said they're going to get fourth.
Russ is cooking, but I mean, I think it's going to be a battle between. It's going to be a battle between them and the 49ers for the 4th spot. Like, it'll be so close. I think the Cardinals come in second. I think the Rams are too good.
Yeah.
That defensive unit for the Rams is unstoppable right now, and it's going to be hard for. Like, yes, Cardinals defense has been doing good these last 2 weeks, but again, they should have lost this game this last week. Literally, the Vikings curse of a field goal kicker can't make a freaking field goal to save their life. Like, Vikings should have won that game. And Cardinals are what? They're going up against the Jags this week. That'll be a blowout. And then they face their next 3 hardest opponents: Rams, 49ers, and Browns. That's 3 potential losses back to back to back to back right there.
Okay.
So Cardinals will be one of those teams. They're going to be fighting for second or third. And that's it. The 49ers, they're just lackluster in offense, so that's why people don't want to choose the 49ers.
Right. I kind of said this before the season started, I remember someone posted something about like who's gonna win the NFC West, and I remember I replied, no, nobody knows. And I think a lot of people were like, oh, it's going to be the 49ers and oh, it's going to be the Rams. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, who knows what's going to happen? Like I said, Cardinals are one of those boom bust teams, right? If it came down to it in like a playoff game, who are you relying on? Are you going to rely on Kyler or Jimmy G? So, and I know me and Miles have opposite opinions on like the quarterback play or whatever, but like I think the 49ers have the worst QB play in that division. And then, yeah, I mean, I think it's just a toss-up, the NFC West. It's going to be a fun ride. So,
sure. Real quick, my 2 cents. Overreaction is going to be the Justin Herbert praise. I mean, you both know
it right thus far, right?
Yeah, right. Like,
He
so
hasn't been amazing right now.
I want to tell the viewers, I'm a Bengals fan. Joe Burrow, Herbert, Tua. I was right on Tua. He can't stay healthy. He's not that great. Herbert was getting all this praise before Joe got hurt. After Joe got hurt, that's when Herbert took the Rookie of the Year award. And then coming in, you hear every analyst saying they're in their top 10, like Herbert's in their top 10.
Dude, he was like the favorite Vegas MVP.
Oh, dude, and it's crazy. And then like I think he's second in interceptions in the league right now. Like he's up there with picks and just making boneheaded plays. And so, chill out. Like, and I think people are gonna see that coming to fruition. Like, they're gonna see his because I guess I was also wrong. Like, it turns out Cowboy fans are in that fucking stadium. Like the Chargers did not have a home game.
I told you, bro.
When the Cowboys were there,
I remember the Cowboys made plays, and I could just hear the crowd getting hype.
And that was probably, I think that kind of went into Herbert. Like that was my whole thing. Herbert and fans. Herbert with people in stands. Like, is that going to be a thing? And then my hot take is the Vikings will win the NFC South.
Oh, no. NFC South. Wow, that's a really hot take.
NFC North. They're going to win the NFC North and the NFC South.
Man. Miles is calling for a fucking division transfer.
Yes,
like
as
the Vikings are going to move to San Antonio.
They're going to flip with the Buccaneers next week. Okay, yeah. So NFC,
I still think that's a decent hot take.
I
don't agree, but
Packers beat the Lions. All right. It still wasn't even it wasn't even like an overwhelming game until the second half, when I guess talent kind of just took over. But the Vikings, each of these games, it looks like some bullshit happened. They should have beaten the Bengals, and a fumble that shouldn't have been a fumble was called, and the Vikings lose. Mm-hmm. And then, like you guys said, that fucking kicker to not make that field goal and then Kyler had some like crazy fucking pass that should have been a pick
coming up.
I mean, look, Vikings. I think out of everyone in that division, in the Bengals, the Bengals just played the Bears. Cincinnati had four straight turnovers.
When you mean Cincinnati, do you mean
Cincinnati Bengals?
The quarterback?
Okay, listen. T. Higgins fumble, 2 or 3 interceptions. After that, three attempts, 3 interceptions by Joe Burrow. They only lost by 3 points. That's fucking crazy.
I don't know if you can have on YouTube.
Fucking nuts. Like, you can't have 4 turnovers and then lose by 3 points. So the Bears are out. Packers still haven't really solidified them. The Vikings are getting like just screwed. And so, hot take, Vikings are going to take that division.
Do you actually believe that take?
Not enough to bet on it because Aaron Rodgers, but I think that's still something to hold myself to.
I have a bet for them and the Bills to win their division. So
yeah, I
feel confident, but yeah, I agree. I'm a little more nervous than I was before the season started.
For sure. All right, so we can. Wait, do we want to do? I was gonna say mosey on into week 2, but do we have a game that each of us want to go over real quick? Quick minute of if we learned something about a team or a player from week 2. Anything that you guys have in your head?
That y'all were wrong about the Cowboys game.
All right.
I feel like I was defending the Cowboys for
All right.
all my group texts to
There
the
you go.
death, and
Got
I had to
hot.
hear that the Chargers were
Alright.
the sharp play when I was
Alright.
like, oh my god, it was just horrible. I
Alright.
didn't understand it at all. I actually
Let's
think
get
that
parlay.
both the teams are probably pretty equivalent. But kind of what I said in the podcast, when you're giving the Chargers 3.5 points, that means you're giving them a field goal to like more. You have to win by more than a field goal. That's when I was like, I don't agree with that at all. Because I also thought that it was going to be a home game for the Cowboys. So,
And I guess that I kind of bit myself in the ass with Herbert being my overreaction and me banking on him is kind of
yeah,
disgusting.
right. Yeah, I mean, he threw that bad pick in the end zone, right? So
Exactly. What about you, Frost? What you got? A game that can teach us something?
I'd say the game that could teach us something was the Ravens game, even though they won because of Clyde Edwards-Helaire fumbling the ball, which makes no sense why they would even let their running back handle the rock there at that play. But Ravens have the best run game in the league. There is no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're number one leaders in the league right now. Their offensive line is very scary. It's going to take a lot to stop them and really force Lamar to throw to the sidelines. That's what teams have figured out about him. Not over the middle. Lamar is great throwing over the middle, but when you make him throw side to side, that's when you kind of see his inaccuracy pick up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't put any pressure up the gut on him to stop the run, it's going to be a hassle for anybody. So I think the Ravens really showed their offensive line play, which was great against the Chiefs, who are supposed to have an amazing defense. Lamar threw 2 interceptions, and they still were in that game because of their run game, and they could control the clock.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way to beat the Chiefs is to take Mahomes off the field.
Okay.
So that was the one thing I learned from them. They had a great game plan going in, and obviously the bonehead mistakes by Lamar were made up by him, by his legs. He was rushing leader for part of that game for a long time, and I can't wait to see how their season turns out. Honestly, so
something real quick that I learned. Technically, could be in my hot take category as well, but look. We all saw that Thursday night football game. And I feel like, even though it's so weird to see and to say, Daniel Jones isn't that horrible. Like, I feel like we've been shitting on him a lot, but that offensive line is
that guy?
Really bad. Daniel Jones,
that guy take, but whatever.
Daniel Jones, when I'm looking at that game and the passes he was making, like he had some big time passes.
He's like fat, like underratingly fast.
And he's
as well.
super fast, right?
Yeah.
He's out here burning people.
I kind of had the same opinion of Goff too. I don't know why, but he like
Goff
is different.
Goff is like, fuck, I'm just gonna throw. I don't think Goff mentally is like, I'm in fucking Detroit. I'm a fucking
like.
Well, that's
Goff
the thing. Like I could tell
right
there was like a time. There was a time where he ran out of bounds and Aaron Rodgers like stopped him, and he just had he had a different like vision. Like I could tell. Like he was just like fuck it mode, and I like that a lot. So
I guess you can.
They're gonna be a gritty team.
That Daniel, like I think out of all the boom and bust we discussed, that Giants team, if they can block for something, that could. I just see that as like
staff is just like
it's a weird team. But even last year, when the Giants started picking up, we thought like, what the fuck is happening? Like even though they weren't good, that whole division was like we saw what the fuck is happening. So if Daniel Jones, Daniel Jones wasn't the worst player on the field, and usually he is, and he was not. He was one of the better ones, and so.
I think there's just a lot of internal issues with their team. That's kind of why I faded them a lot in the beginning. It was one of those takes that I kind of said earlier in one of the podcasts, and it's like whenever you hear about a team a lot, it's kind of a negative thing, and I would just keep hearing about fights and all this stuff and their coaching.
Right. Oh yeah.
Wasn't that the coach that was like making his team run sprints and stuff? And
yeah, I was like
I don't
doing
know.
gases and shit.
Yeah,
bunch of
that's
veterans that
gonna when
retired
grown
after.
men have to do that, they're gonna start. And now they're 0-2, right? If they were 2-0, then maybe they'd be like, oh yeah, let's get behind this guy. But when they're 0-2, and then I don't know.
Different story. Okay.
Right.
All right. So let's kick things off. Tomorrow, Thursday night football. Panthers at Texans. Tyrod Taylor's out. Davis Mills, Stanford quarterback, Stanford rookie, I believe. Guy that had like a horrible, devastating like knee injury in college. Did have like a lot of hype at some point. At one point,
I think he was
in
like
college,
the number one in high school.
he was like the
or something.
number one high school kid wherever he came from. Like he was like a Tom Savage. I don't know if you remember that name, Tom Savage. Like hell yeah, like he was that fucking dude. But hopefully he doesn't end like Tom Savage. So -8 Carolina, +8 Texans. Like Texans at home, like I said. What are y'all thinking? Real quick, what are y'all thinking? Oh.
I'll jump in on this one. I got this game early on in the week, right after on Monday morning. So I got
those
it
Sunday night, Monday morning picks right away. That's what I do. I just wait for it.
I got the Panthers at 7, so I took it immediately at 7. I think there's no doubt that the Panthers win this game, especially with Stanford's QB coming in. If Tyrod was in, that would be a different story. Keep in mind, both of these teams are undefeated against the money line. So it's the first matchup, or against the spread. So these are the matchups that you're wanting to see. The over-under is at 43 right now? I'm going to take the under on that one. I just don't see the Texans producing that much offense. And Carolina's defense, like I said, they've been playing pretty bad teams, but they have been making turnovers happen. I see possibly, if you wanted to do a prop build on this too, over 1.5 turnovers for the Texans. I could see that easily happening. But yeah, I have the Panthers at I would even take the 8, honestly. Panthers at 8 and then under 43.
Yeah, same with Frost. I already took this. I actually teased it because I'm just going to say this. All these lines are sitting around like 7 and 9 and all that. And I feel like you have to tease these games down. I'm already looking at it right now, and I'm just going to say this in like a broad way, but it's like, look at these first 2 games. You have Panthers, Texans, Bears, Browns. You're like, all right, 7-7. And then you could go down the list, go, all right, Ravens, Cardinals, 7-7. It's just like you just keep going down. But what I did for this one is I got it at 7, and then I got the under at like 45. And I did a 6-point teaser, I think. So I did Panthers -1 and then under like 51 points, which I just can't see. I can't see the Texans winning this. And
did you get that at -120 or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I just think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Panthers look good on defense. If Tyrod was in, it's a different story to me. If Tyrod was in it honestly would be a different story. But I will always fade the backup quarterback. I have to do that. And kind of what Miles is saying, I think Darnold, you have to start thinking that, he played for the Jets his whole career, and now he's on like a little more of a competent team. So I'm gonna like get into his stock a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I would take him up to 8. I'd take him up to 10 probably. I think the Texans are gonna just score like 14 points or less, and then I think the Panthers, maybe like 24-14 or something like that.
Okay, so. Yeah. I as you guys were talking, I was really trying to convince myself just take +8, dude. Just fucking do it. Just take the Texans. I mean, do we care that they're at home and it's a Thursday night game, so it's prime timey? So Sam Darnold, do we care? Does that matter?
He sees ghosts during prime time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, does that equate to anything? +8? Holy moly!
I don't think 8 is enough points. I don't know. I mean, the Texans have played their competition well.
Texans, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Texans.
But it's defense. Tyrod. If Tyrod was in, I wouldn't take it. But you got Mills, I hate
Okay.
Mills people.
All right, chill out. All right. Okay. Well, all right. I'm gonna definitely stay away, but I think you guys. I think I would rather blame you both than to go out on a limb and get crucified. So I'm gonna also take -8 for the Panthers. I do like the tease on making it. Well, at this point, I'd be -2 Panthers, and then plus 49 for the under. If I tease that, so.
Sammy
Sure.
said he would bet his life on the Panthers -8.
Sammy, you might die. Sammy.
I just keep looking
That's
at
not
Sammy
okay.
over here.
I had to take a bet
Sammy,
from James or whatever.
That's
to,
not okay.
do that.
You could die, Sammy. Okay, so but all right, so we'll go into kickoff Sunday noon game. First one I see, Justin Fields getting that start. Andy Dalton might have torn some shit in his knee.
How is Nick Foles the third string quarterback on this team?
Well,
He's a god.
I don't know.
It's Andy Dalton better than Nick Foles, and then needing to put Justin Fields into a game.
Yeah,
Nick Foles is better than Justin Fields,
and he's better than Andy Dalton.
Clearly not, but they had to put. They had Nick Foles for a year, and they realized this guy.
I'm just saying, if I were one of these teams that was struggling, I'd freaking just go snag that guy.
But okay, so
Dolphins.
We got Bears at Cleveland. +7. I don't know what it was. You guys let me know.
-7,
yeah, it was -7.
Okay.
It stayed the same.
Alex, where you going?
This is tough. I think I would go Bears. I don't love it. It's like a lean pick for me. I think Fields has more potential to make a game close than Dalton because he's so freaking fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the O-line being bad helps him because he can get out of those bad situations. And it's also a Bears defense thing, which I think their defense can keep them within games. And the Browns, to me, look a little sussy.
They're playing down to their competition.
Right. I don't love the pick, but I think if you're making me choose one, I would go Bears +7.
All right, Frosty.
On this one, I've already put mine in, but I put Cleveland with the -7. I think the game plan for Cleveland this whole game is just going to be ground and pound. They're literally going to give Nick Chubb the ball 30 times to run the ball, and especially with Baker Mayfield, they already have the formula down. All they have to do is
how many attempts
him...
this guy's getting? Like in the last two games, he had like 22 attempts last game. That is crazy.
They're going to have him throw 20 to 30 times as his range of throws, even though he has an amazing wide receiver core. If you want to look at it.
Oh, Landry's out too.
Yeah, Landry
right? So
is out.
That's part of my argument too.
Is Odell coming back in?
Odell is still in. Yeah,
Landry's been playing better.
Landry's out. So I take the under on this game because I do not see this game going that high in score-wise.
I like that actually.
So no matter what the money line or the line itself, like you want to take the under on the, I believe, what's it, 45? I think is what
this
has
right tease potential, right?
Yeah, this is a tease potential
53 on the under, and then just take the Browns to win. I like the Browns to win, but I just think it would be cool.
Because it put the Browns at +1 then if you teased it. So it'd be like that'd be an easy bet for me. I would definitely do a tease on this one, but I'm more than confident, especially when they're going to the dog pound. Like it's a tough environment either way.
I would not tease this. I would say this is a hot one for me for sure. -7 Cleveland. Bears are dog shit. Look,
Justin Fields isn't that guy.
Justin
I hope you guys know that.
If we had,
so no one
as
wants
I say
him in
we
our fantasy league.
As I say we, I mean Bengals. If the Bengals had 3 extra minutes to just be on defense and to have Justin Fields out there and get another turnover or something like that, like his big thing coming out of Ohio State, why they went 49ers went Trey Lance, and Justin Fields was kind of moving now. He was holding on the ball too much, and that was literally what I saw outright with the Bengals. Him just holding on to the ball, waiting for a guy to get open, which is like Ohio State stigma that he had. And this Browns team, if they play it right, they're gonna blitz the shit out of him, play zero, just play man, blitz the shit out of him, play man, cover running lane so he can't break out containment and just fuck his brain up. Because for Andy Dalton to Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, any other quarterback, if Andy Dalton is in front of them, Andy Dalton, that rookie is going to start over Andy Dalton.
Do you not think there's like I thought there was like an internal promise within the Bears organization that Dalton's going to start?
If Justin Fields is playing like Mac Brown at practice, or not Mac Brown, sorry, Mac Jones at practice, they will start Justin Fields. Like it's going, like they'll do it. Like they can't handcuff it like that. A promise, like too much is on the line. So people like you ask Nick Foles look, Justin Fields is not. I guess I'm saying it like he's not good, and so I think the Browns are going to be able to exploit it if they just run the ball. Definitely under 100%.
Where do you think he ranks out of all the quarterbacks that just came in, or where did you have him in the draft at least?
And in the draft I had him third behind Zach Wilson.
I think like 5.
I'd
so now,
4.
Right now, I'd have. For sure Mac Jones is ahead of him. 100%.
Yep.
But I don't know about Trey Lance either. It could be the same thing. I don't know much about Trey Lance. And still Zach Wilson. I think he has more. So -7 Browns for sure. I think it could be a blowout.
You think under as well?
And also, the thing that the Bears were doing, which is a discredit to the offense of what the Bengals were doing. Bengals were doing a very vanilla offense, and it was like the Bears were sitting on every hitch. They were sitting on every slant. Like if we did just one slant go, one hitch, like it was burnt toast. So it was a horrible game plan by the Bengals, and it made the Bears look pretty nice. So run the ball down there.
Bears.
100%. I don't even think they didn't even look good. But
I would say, in what I've seen from the Bears thus far, in their two halves are entirely different. They have the Rams game where they were ahead in the first half, and then they got slaughtered. And then against the Bengals, they were playing really good in the first half, and then they started choking it mega hard.
Yeah,
so,
like they always say, there's bad wins and good losses. Like that was a bad win. They
100%.
shouldn't.
Cowboys
really
had a good loss, right?
All right, chill out. So, so yeah, I'm taking -7. I'll take the under. I'll tease it. Sure, whatever. I might take that straight up, honestly. I might even tease it. I might take that straight up, actually.
I don't think you'll need to.
But yeah.
Take both of them separately.
Browns, easy peasy.
Or parlay it.
I'll parlay that shit. Ravens at Lions. I see -9, +9. Did that change from Sunday? Or
all right, yeah, Sunday. I think it's moved in the direction towards the Ravens.
Yes,
I think it started like a 7.5.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're going up. Lions at home. I don't know. What do y'all? I'd tease. I'd probably go fucking Lions +9. But what do y'all think?
So like I don't know if y'all have seen my troll Al's parlay week 2.
Jesus Christ.
But I teased like 8 teams down and it's like a +800. It's basically just like all these like mega high favorites to win the game. That's it. But if you tease games rather than parlaying, you get like way better odds. And all they have to do is just like win by 1 point or something, which is like inevitable, right? So I think I would take Lions here +9, or like buy a point and make it 10. I just think they kind of they play more gritty.
Is this their first home game?
What was week 1?
They played the Rain.
They played in Green Bay last week. So
they played in Green Bay.
What was the game before that?
And then week 1, no, they played in Detroit.
Oh yeah, they played right. Yeah.
But
even so, like I feel. Oh, man, that's a tough schedule. Play 49ers, Packers, and then Ravens. And then you get the Packers like in the most important game of their season, probably, at least before the playoffs, because they would be like brutally embarrassed by the world. But yeah, I don't like any. I think it's just I just see teases everywhere. But I would probably just go +9 Lions if I had to pick.
Okay. All right. Ross?
I'd also take the Lions on this one. The only reason I'm taking them is because the Ravens' secondary right now is not that good. Patrick Mahomes absolutely annihilated them for 343. Derek Carr threw 436
Yeah,
on them.
Marlon Humphrey is getting exposed.
They've
we
averaged
were just
like 35 points in the last 2 games or something like that.
like
I was gonna
we
pick them
just
up in
talked-
fantasy, and I was like, wait, what's going on with this team?
Yeah, Jared Goff is actually throwing the ball, which is amazing, and he's doing it with confidence because he knows there's nothing to lose, especially being in Detroit. So I have a feeling he's going to throw for like 300.
I feel like he feels like more loved there. Kind of what you said. When he was playing for the Rams, there's a lot of expectations, right? And now, I mean, people are, the Lions are going to win 3 to 4 games. So he's just kind of playing in a more YOLO manner, which I think is helping him.
Yeah, I think Goff is definitely just slinging it. 100. And this Lions team, with every team except for the Cowboys, I do like to say this is a good loss. Like both of their teams, with playing the Packers and keeping it real close at halftime, like was shocking me.
Right.
And if Cephas, that receiver, I can't remember his name, if he came out with that one-hander and would have lit the, oh man, that would have been a little bit of a dagger. And then, like you said, with the 49ers at home, that was a game that the Lions could have came back and won. They're showing a lot of grit, though. I think that's what everyone was team, the whole Bayern kneecap thing, all that bullshit. But yeah, they're playing tough.
I feel like they're a very likable team. I feel like
very much. Yeah,
their coach is like a psychopath. You got like the Goff and Jamal Williams with his stupid interview.
Yeah, everybody's like buying in. It seems like everyone's buying into
like
the culture.
Swift, where he's like this like young guy that has like a bunch of potential to be good, and their defense.
I think the Ravens
keep in mind the Ravens are horrible against tight end play, and they have TJ Hawkinson on the line.
Yeah, that connection's been really good.
Maybe I'll look at like honestly, I'd probably look at like a Goff prop or something, like more than 2 touchdowns or something like that. I don't know. Dude, I don't know if y'all have looked, but some of these props sometimes just like don't make any sense, and if you hammer them early, it's so smart.
I got to see the Patrick Mahomes one. Like whatever it is, his passing touchdowns, it's like his week 1 was like 1.5 passing touchdowns or something like that, and then last week was 2.5, and so like he's always gonna kill that. So look for Patrick Mahomes like touchdown props. I think that's a +9 sweep. Everybody on Detroit. Cardinals at Jaguars. It's a little scary, I think. I think it's a little scary that it's only -7. I feel like Vegas is baiting me to take the Cardinals, but what do you guys think? -7 at Jags. Jags 0-2. Cardinals 2-0.
I teased this as well. I did a same game teaser. I did Cardinals win. And I don't know actually how
Why'd you tease it? I'm sorry. Why'd you tease it?
I don't know. I do know actually. I do know. This was my original thought, which has kind of changed. But my original thought, and I've been sticking with this since like game 2 of the preseason for the Jags, is that they can't move the ball at all. So I was like, I really like the under at the time, and then I was like, I like the Cardinals. So I just teased it down to money line, and then I got the under at, I think it was like, it's moved up since, but I liked the under, and it was like 57 or something like that. So I was just like, I can't see the Jags scoring like a bunch of points here. But after I thought about it more, I was like, maybe the Cardinals defense isn't that good, and maybe like Trevor Lawrence throws a bunch of picks, and then now that the Cardinals are just scoring a shitload of points. So I don't know how I feel about the bet, but I'm just gonna ride it. But yeah, I would take -7 Cardinals.
Okay.
The over/under thing, I might just make like a separate bet to where like the Jags under the team total, which I've hit on the last like 3 games. They only scored like, me and Pierce had a bet with DraftKings. It was like +350 for the Broncos to win by more than 13 points, and or like 14, and the freaking Jags scored on like a kick return
Yep.
touchdown and we lost.
Okay.
So like I don't know, man. They could only have like 7 points against the Broncos. Then they just look so bad, and like I would cash out my Trevor Lawrence like Rookie of the Year prop for like $1 if I could. Like there's no way, man. They're so bad. I think there's like legitimate case that like
geez.
Urban Meyer just like peace signs and just like leaves. He just like gives up on this team, but I don't know. Their offense looks so bad. But yeah.
So you would take -7 though?
Oh yeah.
Even though you tease it? All right, so Frost, what about you?
I already took them at -7. I got that on Monday, so I believe they cover that. As for the over/under, I would stay away from that. That's just me on this one. I'm not as confident in the Arizona secondary as I am in their front line. And I think they're going to try to make Trevor Lawrence throw the ball. And I think he will have an outing where it's like, oh, that's why he's the first-round draft. Like, that's why he's the #1 draft pick. So I could see this being kind of like Trevor's come-out game where it shows where this was worth the pick. Like, and he already had some flashes last game where he threw a dime in the back of the end zone, which was absolutely amazing. But I could see this going up there where the Cardinals will score like 30-something, probably 34. But then I could see also where the Jags are going to score like 21. They're going to start creeping up to that line where it's like, oh man, like it's going to get real close. I believe the line right now is at
51.5.
Oh,
it's moved up. That's what I was saying when I did it.
Yeah,
I didn't think about it, and then all these sharps just start hammering the over.
I could see this game a lot closer than what people are going to think, but I would take I already took the Cardinals at -7. The money line I stay away from, or the over/under for the.
I just want to say that Robert said Cardinals by 1 million. And
Okay.
Suck my balls, Frost. This is
Robert,
a man with a father of 2.
Yeah, and I've never seen a team score 1 million points, so that would be a bet you would lose.
Someone would be on the
sure.
Here, let me pull up my Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah,
here.
go ahead. That's definitely a biased take by that Cardinals fan. Also, I mean, I think I'll go -7 also, mostly because I wanna be able to support a friend's team on a Jags team that looks not great, but if they cover and they beat the Cardinals, I'm not gonna.
I think the Jags and the Jets look like the worst teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I mean I agree, but like I said last week, these are still grown men. And you know the Jags can have a rally.
A lot of the sharps are on the Jags.
They're going +7.
They kind of have. They kind of have.
Yeah.
I mean, they were saying that it pains them to do it, but that there's overreaction on the Cardinals.
Yeah,
and
they're
then
looking
there's
at
like,
the value. That's
you're
all
right. The value's on the Jags because they're at home and there's 7 points. But I'm riding my wave on the Cardinals and on the anti-Jags, which I've been on for like a month now.
-7 sweep. This one I'm gonna put in my 2 cents first. Chargers versus Chiefs. I'm immediately gonna go +6.5 Chargers.
Dude,
100%. I think Chiefs are 9-0 or 0-9, 0-9 with covering the spread. And that's even following back to last year. Easily, like I don't have any. I'm just gonna take the trend. I'm just taking the trend. I see an 0-9 Chiefs team that always plays down to their competition for whatever reason. If they're able to cancel or slow down Tyreek Hill, get a good pass rush with Joey Bosa, they can probably rattle something. But I'm just going to go 6.5 Chargers, maybe a little bit of a redemption game. Maybe Herbert does something. I don't know. 6.5 for me, though, Chargers. You can also, tease that. If I tease that, I'll go Chiefs, but straight parlay. But over-under 55. Holy. I'm going to go over. Fuck it. I would tease it, but
and then go 48.
I think 55 is definitely doable. The defense is, I don't think the Chiefs' defense has shown me anything.
This is a If you are, and I've been teasing probably too much. but
Mhm.
this just feels so teasy everywhere.
Little
7
slut.
points. All you're telling me all we got to do is the Bills have to win and the Chiefs have to win and that's it. But
Yeah.
that's how I feel. So
But you watch out. Chargers might end up fucking winning somehow. Still a division game, still a tough game, but I'm going plus 6.5 Chargers. What say you? And I'll take the over. 55.
Frosty.
So on this one, I would actually go with the Chiefs. The only reason I'm taking the Chiefs on this is because they're playing in Arrowhead. I like the home field advantage for them, and I don't believe they're going to lose back-to-back games. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs actually covering this. I think what's it at 6.5 right now is what's currently sitting at. I would take the 6.5. I think they'll win by a tutty. I don't think they're going to lose by one or win by 1 point. I think it's going to be a pretty deciding factor for them. They're going to come out strong. Their 20-0 season's now over, so they don't have that where they can hang that above Tom Brady's head. So they're going to be a little upset about that. The over, I would definitely take. I think it's the highest over this weekend.
55 is crazy.
Yeah, 55 is crazy. That's the highest one this weekend. So I'd take
55 is like one of the highest I've ever seen.
That's pretty high, because that's got to be
Unless
what?
it's
That's
like
going to be like
college.
a 35, 30 game or something. It's going to be somewhere up there where it's going to be ridiculous. Yeah, I would take the Chiefs covering, and then I'd take the over.
Okay. Alex?
After hearing Frost, I just want to change my mind now. He's just
geez.
motivated me. No,
I mean,
man,
I still think the Chiefs win.
Like
but
when I
don't
saw
think they
this
cover.
line, I was like shocked. This was before this podcast. The Chargers plus 6.5 was my favorite line. Like I looked at it. Actually, there's another one.
Is that your lock of the week?
It might be. I'm kind of following Miles in the sense that, like, I think Chiefs are 0-8 in the last against the spreads.
0-9
or 0-9. Yeah.
Mhm.
I would like buy a half point at least and just get it at a 7. But I think just a lot of the money, like the novice, or no offense for us, but I think the Chiefs are the favorite for the
Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, they're just fun to bet on. So they're like, oh, Patrick Mahomes, he's gonna win, right.
Yeah.
So I just don't see why this line should be 6.5. Like the Chargers just lost to the Cowboys. Are they? Oh no, they won week 1. Okay. But anyways, I if I were to guess the line, I'll put it that way. I think it'd be 5 or 4.5. So it's at 6.5. I'd buy a half point, just get it to 7, and then feel good about it. I just think the Chiefs have been playing games close, and the Chargers are a top 15 team, and it's just a lot of points to put down. I think it could be a 3 or 4 point game, is what I think.
So
I was just shocked that the line was that way. That's it.
I think once again, not Frost, but there's a lot of year one pretty boys that are trying to fit in with their football friends at their hot new job, and they say, yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Yeah, fuck yeah, Chiefs. And I feel like they're just gonna hammer. I think that's where the notion is going. It's definitely Golden State Warrior. Fuck yeah, Steph Curry. He's a shooter, right? And so that's how I think that Chiefs is going, because that's 6.5. They're 0-9 and covering. Yikes! 6.5. That's still a lot of points. Even Chargers aren't a bad team, but maybe there's something where it's when the Chiefs lose, they do really well the next game or something like that, maybe. But I think so. Me and Alex went 6.5 Chargers across on the Chiefs. Next game, Saints at Patriots.
Wow, this line moved down to 2.5.
What was it at?
This might be my luck. Actually, there's a lot of juicy lines now that I'm looking at it.
What did it have?
This whole thing I'm looking at right now, I'm like, wow.
It was 3.5.
I think it was 3. I think it was 3.
Okay,
which is what I think the line should be. But
at 2.5 right now, Saints at Patriots. Marshawn Lattimore didn't play last week. Not sure if he's going to play this week. They had that whole COVID thing, really, I think that was a big reason why
I
the
forgot
Saints kind
about
of
that
got fucked
actually.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
That was
They
a big
coaches
reason
out.
why I bet on the Panthers.
Yeah,
And
so
then I was watching the game, like, how can you imagine playing in a football game and going on the bench and being like, all right, where's my coach at?
yeah, can
Like,
you
imagine we're playing at Churchill and then you're
us
just
in
like,
high school, yeah,
yo,
it's
where's our
only
DB
like
coach?
it's
He's
only like
not
Coach
here.
Hurst. Like, yeah, it's
Right.
just Coach Hurst. Like, that's it.
Right.
It's not even our head coach. Like,
Yeah.
and so, and not having, I think it was 4 starters. Like, they didn't have either. Marshawn Lattimore being one of them. And it's still, it's still Mac Jones, but plus 2.5. What do you guys say?
I took, or I haven't taken it, but I like Patriots minus 2.5. Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks. This is very
There's
bad.
no rookie quarterback. He's not.
This is not a rookie quarterback.
What are you
Versus
talking
rookie
about? Why are you
quarterbacks,
being
very
disrespectful?
novice of a quarterback play. He got brought down to earth mega hard
You
last
are
week.
being disrespectful.
No, I
Okay.
mean, I think this is going to be a very low scoring game, and I think I'm just going to favor the Patriots here because they're at home, and I think they're probably around like equal teams, and the fact that I can get that 3 hook right there makes me like the Patriots. Because if I were to predict the line, I would say it's going to be -3, and so the fact that it's at 2.5 just makes me want to pick that.
All right.
And yeah, I mean, I think the Patriots have a top 5 defense, and you're putting Jameis Winston against the top 5 defense and Bill Belichick, and I think Bill will be able to game plan well against Jameis. If you haven't already noticed, I'm a Jameis hater. So
Yeah, I got that. Frost, what do you got?
I'm actually going to stick with New England, especially if it's at home and you're giving them 3 points. If this was at 2.5, I may lean towards the Saints. Then
3.5.
Oh yeah, 3.5. Sorry. Then I would lean towards the Saints. I mean, you guys already brought it up. I think Jameis, he faced a good defense, which was the Panthers defense. They're not I think that defensive unit will actually be top 10 in the league this year for the turnovers that they're producing. Mm-hmm. So New England's always been strong about actually having a good defense. So the defensive injury is the only thing that would be a little concerning to me for New England. But I mean, taking a look at it, they interviewed Alvin Kamara after the game that they lost. Obviously, he was like, our offense just wasn't doing it. Our defense was out there too long. That's why they allowed so many points to come out. But I think it's going to be the same thing. They're not going to be able to run against New England's our defensive line. So I don't think Alvin Kamara is going to cook as much. And I think really losing Latavius Murray was a big deal for them. I don't think
I always thought that too.
I don't know why they didn't pay him, but
Dude, he was like one of the best backup running backs last year.
He had one of his best yards per carry seasons last year, if it wasn't his best.
Right.
But I'm gonna have to go against both of you. I gotta take. I think
you're just a Saints lover.
Saints. No, I just.
Who do you think has a better defense, the Saints or the Patriots?
At full force, I think it's the Saints. At full force, if they have everyone.
Who's better, Panthers or Patriots?
Patriots.
Okay.
I'm going to take in consideration the staff that they did not have last week. Not having the staff, not having Marshawn Lattimore, and those other 3 players. I feel like you have to take that into consideration. Not having a good portion of your staff.
When I heard about all that news and I found out the amount of people that were going to be missing, I was like, the Panthers are a mega lock here.
And the whole acclimating to not being at home, like they still don't have their home stadium, so they're probably still acclimating, probably just now getting used to all right, yeah, we're a fucking away team all the time. Let's embrace it. Like that can always be the model. We lost half of our staff. We played like shit last week. Bounce back. And Mac Jones is still a rookie, and they can always exploit that. And so. I still like Sean Payton. Sean Payton's still he's still a good head coach.
Who would you rather have a quarterback, Mac Jones or Jameis? right now, like to win the Super Bowl, who would you rather have? Bengals, they're like, all right, it's Super Bowl. We got to pick which one of these guys is gonna win.
I would trust. This is gonna sound dumb. I would trust Mac Jones more, just in trusting, but I would be very afraid of Jameis Winston. Like I thought of it like I thought it like if Mac Jones was on the Saints,
Jameis than there is Mac.
If Mac Jones is on the Saints, I would see that as the same. But if Jameis Winston was on the Patriots, for some reason, I would see it as like he could like really flourish. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna take the Saints. I think they went outright. Pretty much just like a.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you like the Saints, you definitely just take the money line at that point, right?
Yeah,
like, what's the point of just doing like a plus?
I'm not going to do 2.5. Yeah.
Last week I got freaking effed. I took the Colts money line and then they covered, and I took the Bengals money line and they covered plus.
I told you. I told you not to do that.
I don't know why. I was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to take it.
I told you not to take the Bengals, and you did.
I know.
Colts at Titans. I feel like this is a game that would have changed throughout the week.
I love this one.
Was this at 5.5?
It was at 5.5. I don't know what's at right now.
It's still at 5.5.
Yeah,
stayed the same.
Any update on Carson Wentz, or is Jacob Eason? Is he
sprained ankles?
2 sprained ankles. Unbelievable,
dude. I can't with the Wentz anymore, man.
What are the odds?
I've been hating on that guy from the jump, but I'm just proving my point. The dude hangs onto the ball so long, and he throws like the worst passes, and he puts his body on the line all the time, man. I can't.
Dude, the Colts go 0-3.
Yes. So hard. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, where are you guys going? Make this one sweet and quick.
Minus 5.5 easily. Eason
Titans?
Quarterback, and then you got Titans at home.
I actually teased this one, so I chose the Titans obviously, but got the plus 0.5 for the Titans, and then the under of 54. So I actually teased it and ended up choosing that. I felt like that may actually be my lock of the week.
Yeah, especially with Eason at QB, huh?
Yeah, I do not trust Eason. His preseason gameplay was horrible.
I thought Ellinger looked better than him. Did y'all see him at the end of the game against the Rams? I think he threw a pick on his second pass. It was,
and I don't even think they would have chosen Ellinger over him, but I think Ellinger's still coming back from recovery from his injury.
Right.
That's what I think.
You're right.
Yeah, so Eason was their only choice. Like they was like,
if Eason is playing this game, as much as I hate Wentz, I still think that he obviously has a better chance of winning this game. But if Eason plays, man, I feel like the Titans could just win by 21 points. It just murder them. And I think we saw a really good Titans them bounce back right against.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely got their shit together.
They could have had kind of just a bad game, and then now they're kind of, because I feel like everyone was super high on the Titans, and they lost week 1, and they're like, oh, they're trash, and then they won.
It was
and
overreaction
now,
Monday.
Right, and then now they could be getting back to that top 10 team that they are. They got the Julio, they got AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, and they could start playing a lot better.
So Taylor Lewan and Roger Saffold, left tackle, left guard, may not play.
I don't think that would be too much of an issue.
Aren't the Colts on their 4th string left tackle or something like that? I thought I heard that.
I don't think so. Not 4th string. I think
bad.
maybe. Colts go 0-3 though. Jeez, Luis. Sure. I mean, I think the Titans definitely got their juice, got their groove back. 5.5 is still. I think I would tease Colts, and go 11.5. Even though Eason's out there, that defense is Colts defense is still a defense. And the Titans defense is still sus as fuck. So maybe Eason can probably. You don't know.
Man, that's just.
It's sickening, but you don't
never trust.
don't know.
I couldn't go into a game being like, all right, man, Eason, like I'm riding with you. Like
Right.
that's like saying that you're riding with fucking Davis Mills, whatever the hell his name is.
Right.
I'm a QB guy, so like
if I were to tease it,
Eason
it'd be 11 and a half.
Payne.
I'd make it 11 and a half Colts. But if I'm not, I'm going to trust Derrick Henry. I'm going to trust Ryan Tannehill. I'm going to trust Julio and AJ.
Yeah.
And I'll take the 5.5.
Actually, I guess I don't know if this is the correct term, but sold the point and got it at 6.5 instead, and got like plus 110. So, like I said, I mean, I think this could just be complete beatdown. This could be like 31-3 or something like that. I think.
I like the under though, right?
If the Colts don't win,
probably the under. Yeah,
take the under.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I don't know if Jamie's here, but
he said, "Did you speak on Washington football team?"
Washington football team at Buffalo. This Buffalo team just routed the Dolphins 35-0 in Miami.
Miles, didn't you pick the Miami Dolphins in that game?
All right, bro. I don't think
it's okay.
So Washington football team at Buffalo. That was last week. Washington football team at Buffalo, -7.5. Buffalo Bills. What we thinking? Tyler Haneke. What's his name? It's Taylor or Tyler? I don't think really even knows.
Oh, the line went towards so it was +9 to begin with.
All right,
it was +9.
It went down.
Okay.
I just want to let everyone know, some people are asking in the chat, did Miles Thomas pick the Dolphins to cover the spread against the Bills after the Bills went 0-1 to start the season? Yes, Miles did select that.
I did
he
not
loves
expect.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Did not
who throws
expect
6-yard passes all game.
Tua Tagovailoa to break his ribs. Did not expect.
Honestly,
that.
it's like Brissett, even
no,
lesser QB?
I would like Brissett with a week of with the ones over Tua.
That's what I'm saying.
I would take that. I really would. But that's old news. We don't think about that anymore. 7.5 Buffalo Bills, Washington football team. Alex, I would love to hear what you have to say about this game, or if you had it at 9. What are you going?
I would. Jamie, it's so I can't look at the chat. I feel so bad.
Taylor Haneke, starting quarterback, going into Buffalo.
I'm off. I was never on Washington, but I'm off Washington.
Oh.
They should have lost to the Giants, or could have. Dude, I think when you think of Washington, you think of their defense, and their defense got torched by Daniel Jones on live TV for the world to watch. I mean, I'm a Bills stan. They're my squad. They're my AFC Cowboys. So I'm gonna roll with them. I'd buy a half probably just to be safe, or like do the cookie cutter tease thing. You could go like Bills Ravens to win or something like that. But yeah, I'd ride with the Bills here. I'm taking Josh Allen over Heineke.
All right. Okay. Frosty, what say you?
On this one, I would actually roll with Washington covering. Josh Allen actually has been struggling the last few games. His gameplay has not been amazing, and especially after he got paid the big bucks.
Is Jamie paying you the big bucks right now?
No, he is not. He's not paying me anything.
The world is watching this YouTube right now.
Frost dog.
Hey, Frost, I'm going to throw you 10,000 VC right now. All you got to do, you know that new 6'10 center you're going to make? Yeah, I can get him up to 68 overall for you.
All right, let me finish my take. Thank you. I'm going to take Washington covering. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I will say that they will cover at the 9. The over-under on this one, I think, is middle of the field right now. It's like 46. It's 45 now, so it went down.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably stay away from the over-under.
I'd go under probably.
Yeah, I was surprised. It was the same as you, Mills, about the defense. Like they were supposed to be
Top
top
9.
10 defense, and
Yeah.
they have not been, which is
Mhm.
crazy. Like I don't know what happened to their defense over the preseason, but they were supposed to be amazing. Terry looks absolutely amazing, which is great. Gibson's had kind of a slow start. They were trying to hand him the rock more, but I think Washington can make this a game just because Heineke is actually throwing the ball a lot, which is something you want to see. So they do believe in him throwing the ball. They had him throw 46 times the last game against the Giants, which is nuts that they would even think about doing that. So I think they can stay in the game, keep it a fight. That's why I like the 9.
Okay.
I may do what Alex does and buy half a point so that they can keep it right there.
Right.
Or a full point in this case where it keeps it at 10, so it's at least a 2-score game like that. But yeah, I believe they can cover. I don't think they can win though.
If this game is in Washington football team, I take it. I take the 7.5. It being in Buffalo, and
What's at 9? Keep that.
It's at 7.5 is what I'm looking at.
I have it at
you're looking at
7.5
7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now I got 7.5. So I mean, you got a hot nose at 9.
Yeah, I got mine
the
at
money.
9.
The money
That's
has been on Washington.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I probably not by kickoff. Probably won't go to 7. It might. But I'm at home Buffalo. Maybe that defense gets together for Washington. That's the thing. Like I like that defense so much.
Yep.
But
Chase Young couldn't even get me a sack, bro.
That's what I'm saying,
I bet Chase Young to get a sack. Frost said it live here
I did.
that
Yeah,
he'd get
he did.
2 sacks, and he couldn't even get me 1.
I gotta,
Me
yeah.
and Pierce
Against
both
a
lost.
horrible New York
offensive line. New York offensive line, like not one person in PFF graded over 50 points. So they had their center
That's
graded
so
at
bad.
8. 8 points. Their center was
What?
8.
What do you think
Yeah.
I would be at center? 3?
Probably 9. I don't know, but so Buffalo Bills 7.5. I'm just gonna take it, Jamie. This is not a troll. It's not tagging you. I just think Hanky has to prove it to me. Beating the Giants doesn't prove it to me, and barely beating the Giants definitely doesn't prove it to me. He could be good. I don't know.
I don't think it's a question about him. I think it's a question about their defense. That's the main thing that really is the thing.
Kind of what I said. Like
okay,
they are their defense, and we haven't seen that yet.
And also if this is the same line and the Washington football team's at home, I'll take it. I'll take 7.5. Away, I'll take the Bills. Maybe they can get out to a hot start, get Hanky rattled and take it over. Atlanta at Giants, quick one, -3. I'm taking the Giants at home. I think this is going to be a game where Danny Dimes looks a lot more clean, a lot more crisp going against that Falcons horrible defense. But maybe this is also a game where Matt Ryan looks a little better. Probably not. But yeah, -3 Giants. But I am going to go under on the 47.5. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I think it'll be all Giants. And, yeah, that's me.
Pass.
Yeah, for sure. I know. I don't blame you. 100%. Don't blame you at all.
Like, if I had to pick anything, like, maybe I would just go, like, Falcons to win at, like, +140. But, I mean, these two teams are just so disgustingly bad.
Yeah, I think
that I actually bet one thing. I bet that Sterling Shepard has more than like 5 catches, and I think that he already has like 18 catches this year, and I think that Daniel Jones really likes him, and maybe Saquon Barkley starts getting back into it now. But
it's against a bad
this
defense.
line. Let's just put it this way: like this line, 3 is the right line, so I don't see an issue here, so I pass. That's it.
What about you, Frost? What do you got?
On this one, I would take the Giants at home. You're giving them a field goal to keep it there, or win by field goal. I think this is Saquon's kind of breakout game for the season, especially against a horrible Falcons defense. this is going to be the game where they hand him the rock. I'm hoping at least 15 times. Give him something around there where you can at least see his numbers. He started progressing last game for his carries, and then his yards per carry actually went up, thankfully. Mm-hmm. But I think this is the one game where you could see him, get the ball 15 times and maybe get like 85, 120 yards, somewhere in that range where it's like, okay, he's back. Let's see him be beast mode again.
Dude,
the pick that he was supposed to be.
Is this the lowest the Falcons have ever been?
Doesn't matter. I'm over this game already. I'm so fucking over this
let's
game.
Let's move on to the next one.
All right. Big one. Woo!
Dude, I do not understand this line at all. I saw it. I thought it was a joke.
It moved so much already.
Wasn't it? It was at
5.5.
5.5.
What? Yeah. That's what I think the line should be.
Yep. I got. You want to go first, Frosty, or do you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first. Go on.
Beautiful. Okay. Guys, last week I was so off the Bengals. I didn't see it. I see it as a week 2 turnaround. I was growing pains. It was away. This game, week 3, I am so on the Bengals. Probably a little bit because it's a rivalry game and it's always physical. It's always good. TJ Watt being potentially out with a groin injury is massive. Devin Bush not being able to come back possibly because of the groin injury, huge. Frost already saying that offensive line is not giving Najee Harris enough time to make these explosive plays, massive. Ben Roethlisberger could be out, might have Rudolph. It looks like they're just kind of depleting low key. But with all that being said,
did Johnson or whatever the receiver get hurt? Is he?
Deontay Johnson, he's also he's working it out. Okay. Yeah, he's working it out as well. So you got Big Ben, TJ Watt, Devin Bush, Deontay Johnson. Everyone's working it out. That's not particularly the stat I want to talk about. It's more about the Bengals. So Jamar Chase and Joey Burrow in their interview directly after the game both exclaimed verbally that they are so unhappy that they're not going deep more. The 2 deep balls that they have had, it's been to Jamar Chase scoring a touchdown. They vocalize like, we want to go deep. It's been reported that Joe Burrow himself is going to have more headway in this game going against the Steelers. Like, Zach Taylor's still going to call the plays, but they're saying that Joe Burrow is going to have more say about the scheme that they're going to be playing. So that's huge. That says something. Another thing, last thing, and then I'll let you go, Frost. No team in the National Football League has more defensive linemen in the top 15 in PFF score. We got number 4 BJ Hill at 85 points for the season, for the first 2 weeks. Josh Tupou at 81, and then DJ Reader at 80 also. So that's 3 defensive linemen, interior defensive linemen in the top 15. And I think our defense is underrated. If Trey Waynes plays, it's also going to be a plus. I'm taking +3 Cincinnati in the Steelers' house. We fuck them up real nice and raw. And it's honestly, I know I'm making a joke now. It's honestly because really I just think they're too hurt. The Steelers are too hurt. And plus, if TJ does not play, it's a huge plus. So it's all you, Frost. And I'll take the under, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, 43.5, sure. I'll take the under. This is a shit game.
Yeah, so I'm taking the under on this one also. I don't
43.5. Wow, okay. So what do you think the score's gonna be, like 21-17?
This is gonna be super low. Especially it depends. Even if Big Ben comes back, that, like I said, the offense hasn't been looking great. I'm not going to pick against the Steelers. I'm going to take the Steelers. I believe TJ Watt does come back. As soon as he left that game, though, against the Raiders,
it went down.
Everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy to see the defense just kind of dwindle down once he left. And especially with Bush, like, Bush is amazing. And there's a reason why he was picked or why he was chosen, why they went up and got him in front of the Bengals during the draft. And that John Ross pick that you guys had turned out.
Will you calm down? That's how you
dude. We were there
Whatever
live
then.
for that.
But-
That was Casey was there.
Fuck is your
He
mom?
even
But-
trolled you.
TJ Watt will come back and play this game. I don't think he's going to
will.
sit out. Yeah, I don't think he's going to sit out.
Will. Okay.
He will come back and play. So
Okay.
I'm fine with Joe Burrow, tearing his other ACL and breaking
What
a
the
kneecap
hell?
because TJ Watt
Wow.
accidentally falls on him for some reason. But I could definitely see this game being under. There's no way I would take the over on this one. Minka got burned last week again with Ruggs, obviously, which was pretty embarrassing. That was obviously after the TJ Watt injury, so they were kind of down to begin with. But I'm taking the Steelers, especially in Heinz Field. You're giving me a field goal. I'm gonna take that. I may even buy half a point, kind of, to make it a little more interesting. But I would take the Steelers on this one and the under.
Okay. Who won the last game between these two? I don't think that's relevant. It's not relevant.
It's not relevant.
It's not relevant. All right.
How many
Dude,
playoffs have you been to the last?
I was gonna
Will you
wait.
chill out, dude?
Jeez.
What the
Dude,
hell?
you know how many of the Super Bowls we have, bro?
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Tony Romo, bro, he's a great commentator.
All right, Alex, what do you got?
Dude, this line makes no sense to me, and I had to wait to listen to y'all before I just put my dog on -3 Steelers. I just did not. If y'all were
Are
playing a
you 0-2?
super,
Are you 0-2 with Bengal picks?
who'd y'all play week 1?
Vikings?
No, I bet
You
y'all.
No.
took Vikings?
I
One
bet
and
y'all to
one right
win
now.
money line.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
One
then
and
I
one
bet
with
you,
the
but I bet y'all money line again, and I would
Shut
have.
up.
I would be 1-0-1 if I bet on the spread, but I thought y'all would win. But no, I mean, I don't think the Steelers are equal to the Bengals, and that's what this line is saying. I like the Steelers' offense more than your offense, and I like the Steelers' defense more than your defense, and I like the coach more, and I like the quarterback's experience more,
And our kicker's better.
and your kicker's better.
That's not true.
I
Evan
like
McPherson
to
is coming
me.
for blood.
I think 5.5 is what I would
That's
have
what it
guessed the
started
line,
at.
right?
That's what started.
So, and at that point, like maybe I'd be like, all right, Bengals. But at 3, just a field goal, and I don't get it.
I'll see you in week 4.
I
I'll
must
see
be
you in week
missing
4.
something because this
Fuck
this
you
is
up, dude.
this would be my top 3 pick. Would be to
Okay.
pick the Steelers,
All right.
and I feel like I'm kind of a Bengals guy a little.
You're
bit.
not.
I
You're
kind of
not.
am.
I was so sure.
I'm more of a Bengals guy than
so
you.
sure about the Bears, and I'm so positive
I'm-
about the Steelers.
What are the odds that you think the Bengals win this game?
I would.
Win.
I'm not
No.
going. I'm not going spread. I'm going straight up.
Yeah, what are the odds?
I don't.
Just like a percentage, like 60% chance y'all win? More?
If Big Ben is out, it's more.
Oh,
for
well,
sure.
if Big Ben doesn't
Oh
play,
yeah.
I'm not
If Big
touching
Ben
the
doesn't
line.
play, I wouldn't touch it.
Right.
if they're going full force, if everyone's out there, I'd go 50%. If everyone's out there, but I'm thinking TJ Watt. That's the
Okay.
only.
So you
which is
think, like, him
he's
not
a half
playing
a point guy, but Big Ben hasn't been playing great ball. So I'm like not even worried about him playing or not. But if he was definitely out, I'd feel a lot more comfortable.
And Joe Burrow's 3 interceptions last game were a great.
Still
ball.
lost by 3 points.
Okay.
We didn't get shit on. But then that's a bounce back game. We'll see how he responds. I'm just gonna take. I'm taking my team. I usually never take my team. I'm taking my team
Yeah.
this week.
Wow.
I just like how our defense. Our defense is
Yeah, that's good.
it's pretty good. People are shitting
yeah, I mean,
on them.
I think I like the under here.
Everybody in our division has an amazing defense this year, which is crazy.
but I just like
All right.
if this game were in a neutral field, you're telling me it'd be a pick 'em. So that to me is strange.
I
but whatever.
think we're not that far from each other as rosters anymore. It's not astronomical anymore. It was. I'd be first to admit it was last year for sure. I don't think it's astronomical anymore, especially with the decline of Ben.
All right.
Jets at Broncos. Fuck. I have it at 10. What did y'all see anything on Sunday? Let's make this quick.
I would say it was
Pretty
like
shit game.
7. I think it was like 7.5 or 8. Moved all the way to 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 11.
I would 100% probably tease the 10 points and the over or under. Sorry, I meant under.
Okay.
Yeah,
I agree.
42 and make it minus 4 Broncos, and then I do 6. I just do 6 points. I wouldn't do 7 points.
I think I did do that already. Let me check while y'all are talking.
But yeah, it's quick. I don't think Jets have still not shown any real life. And it looks like Zach Wilson's getting picked on by these defenses. So I'll take minus 10. But if you want me to tease it, I'll tease it as well. But I'm confident Broncos are going to shut on them.
Yeah, this is I took the Broncos on this one also. They're the one of the remaining teams that are undefeated right now against the spread. So they cover their lines, and so I don't see anything stopping them for this game. There's literally no life in the Jets. I don't see anything happening on that side of the ball where anything positive happens. The only positive thing is they're going to get the first round draft pick. That's number one pick in the draft. So that's the only thing they have, and I don't think their streak. I think Denver continues with their streak for their undefeated against the spread, but I don't see anything, and definitely the under. I'm not taking because Denver's defense is very good.
Yeah. All right, Alex.
Yeah, I think I've been doing pretty good on Denver. I've been betting on them. I think I'm like 5-0 with them on like random bets. I had their backup running back getting like more than 10 carries last game, and me and Pierce should have hit that stupid line at plus 350. I think the Jets are the worst or the second worst team in the NFL. They have rookie coach, rookie quarterback. Their just whole team is just bad. And then I think Denver is legitimate. I mean, y'all kind of convinced me when we were talking in our text, and I think they could be a top 10 team. I mean, yeah, they probably aren't, but like there's potential that they could if they just keep riding the wave.
Bradley Chubb, his injury, I think it's some type of sprain. It's an ankle thing, so he's not out for the season. They thought he was going to be out for the season, but he's going to be returning later on. So
didn't Chubb had an injury last year also, or was that?
Von Miller was his Achilles last year, and then but 2 years it was Chubb. So this is the first year.
Dude, they should have beat the Jags by like 17 points.
Dude,
away.
It didn't happen.
What do you mean?
The Jags? Wait, what are you talking?
Denver and the Jaguars. Denver should have beat the Jags by more than 17.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that now they're against probably a worse team, maybe, and they're at home. So, I mean, yeah, I like 10. I think I even would take 10. But yeah, I mean, probably the move here, and I already bet it like separately. I did like a 6.5 with like another bet, but yeah, I would take 10, and then I agree with y'all. I would probably just tease to -3 and then under. Yeah.
Okay.
This would be a great survivor.
I don't think the Jets score more. What's the Jets team total here? Probably like, I was going to say like 13.5, but it probably is higher than that. But I don't think they score like 14 points here.
I say they get 2 field goals.
Dude,
yeah, maybe 13 being the total. Like I could see something like that being their total.
Like I said, I've been hammering just like random bets of the Broncos and just been getting it right. And I think their defense just murders the Jets here. So,
all right, let's go. Dolphins at Raiders. Me real quick. I'll go.
Miles is the biggest Dolphins fan.
It's so hard for me to
Are you seriously going to wait?
It's tough.
I thought you were going to pick Tua.
Tua is out, so I got Jacoby Brissett now. I have a game manager now.
The fact that you picked the Dolphins last week just hurts my brain.
I wasn't sold on the Bills. Like I was not sold on the Bills. That's the only reason why I picked the Dolphins. Really. Real quick, I'm just gonna go -4 Raiders just because I'd stay away from this game. Dolphins could be a team that gets pissed off and comes back with a vengeance and shocks the Raiders, which is quote unquote sad that that's how it has to be, shocking the Raiders, Dolphins. But yeah, I'm gonna bank on 4 points. Fuck. Raiders can still win and be a 3-point game. Fuck it. Yeah. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna stay away from this game. Y'all go ahead. I got nothing. I think I like the defense, even though they got shit on. The defense of the Dolphins, they're still good, even though they had a bad week. They're still good. But y'all go ahead. I'm assuming.
Yeah, so I got this on Monday, so I already picked. I have the Raiders covering. They're another team that's undefeated right now when it comes to the money line. So, or the spread, sorry. And I think it's going to be under. I took the over because I thought possibly that Tua was going to play. But with the announcement that they're going to be doing Brissett, I think I would take the under on this one. I don't see a way that the Raiders lose this game, but it's the Raiders. That's
what I'm saying.
They typically lose to teams they shouldn't lose to, and they win against teams they shouldn't win against. So that's the one thing with the Raiders. It's one of those teams right now. I think you ride the hot wave with them and keep going until they show you elsewise, because Derek Carr is throwing up the ball like crazy. But it's Miami. Miami's secondary isn't a thing to be messed with. Josh Allen, even though they won 35-0, Josh Allen didn't have a statistically great game against the Dolphins. Like, it didn't look that pretty. I think he was like 17 for 31 or something like that. Like, he was not getting completions out there.
Okay.
So it could be a tough game for him, but I took the Raiders on this one for -4.
Alex?
Yeah, I took it immediately when I saw. I bought a point, so I think it's like -135, -3 Raiders, just because. But I still like this at -4. I don't see. I can't see like a world that the Dolphins can win this or even be close with Brissett.
No,
And I just like think it in a general sense, like they just aren't there. Like even their like running backs haven't really shown anything, and I don't know. I just think the Raiders are hot right now, and I think the stadium. I think the stadium's going to be lit, and they're at home, and I think they kind of have the momentum, and I think the momentum's dying for the Dolphins. And
I would definitely stay away from this, though. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I already bet it, and it's at I got it at 3, but yeah,
I'm not cashing back.
Yeah, no.
All right. So this is probably the game of the week, even though it's not Sunday Night Football for whatever reason. I don't fucking know why it's not Sunday Night Football. This should definitely be Sunday Night Football. Bucks at Rams.
Why is this a 3:25 game?
I don't know. This is a midday game. Really weird. -1.5 Bucks. I'm gonna make it short and sweet. I'm not going against Tom. Even though this is a game that they should lose, in the sense of like, I feel like those big games during the regular season is a game that they would fall apart and probably look really bad and get embarrassed. I'm gonna go with the GOAT, and Antonio Brown being out, that matters for sure, due to COVID. But I'm just gonna ride. I'm going against my Super Bowl champions and the Rams, but I'm gonna go Bucks because they've been killing it. Bucks 1.5. Might as well just do the. Oh no, 1.5. Yeah, and over 100%. Whatever the fuck it is, it's
Dude,
over.
That's what everyone's saying. I'm like, damn, that is a big
points.
over, bro. 55?
Over. I'm going over.
So on this one, I took the Bucks also. I'm not betting against Tom Brady on this one. I think the Rams have more to prove than the Bucks actually do. Obviously, the Bucks had been to the Super Bowl and won. So I actually think it's going to be under the 55. I think it's two good defenses that are going out there. The one question mark is really Tampa's defense, to see kind of where they stand against a good offensive team. But that's, we know what the Rams defense has. It's going to be interesting to see with AB out how they utilize their weapons, obviously. I think you'll see more action from Gronk this game, actually. Where he'll take possibly get 10 targets, something like that, 10 to 12, somewhere in there. But with AB out of the slot, it'll be But who's the other wide receiver that they have that's apparently
Godwin.
the fastest? No,
Godwin.
not
Oh,
Godwin.
they've been
Mike Evans.
No, the other one. The Miller.
Oh, Scotty.
Scotty Miller, or whatever he said. He's the fastest wide receiver in the league or whatever. I think they'll use him in place for AB, kind of what AB would have been doing this game if he didn't have COVID. So I would definitely take the Bucs on this one, though.
Fucking hack. Hey, Miles, I have a question for you. So you said that you wouldn't pick the Rams within 2 points, but the Cowboys played the Bucs within 2 points. So are you saying that the Cowboys are better than the Rams?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
So you think the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl?
I think the Cowboys are actually going to win the Super Bowl and the NBA Finals. Honestly, I'm not lying when I say that. I honestly think they can win the French Open and all that shit too, for sure.
You have
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Very angry Matthew Hack in the chat, and
who's Matthew?
Matthew Tanner.
You mean Ham?
Ham.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Anyways, that was just funny for me to hear when I was listening to you say that when the Cowboys were just very close to being the Bucs, and then you're saying, the Bucs are overrated. The Bucs aren't very good, and blah blah
played
blah.
A perfect game.
We don't know what they are.
Bucs played a perfect game.
I'm going Falcons plus 12. I remember all that conversation, bro.
A dick, dude.
Dude.
What's your pick?
Yeah, pick your pick, dude. You're keeping this on. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm keeping it on. I already bet Bucs. They're 20 or it's 10-0 and since bye week, and I the lines moved like from +1 to 1.5. I got it at -1 right when I saw it. Just because I knew it would move. Yeah, I just don't. I can't see how you can bet on the Rams at this point. Just with how hot the Bucs have been. So
yeah, we'll move on. Rams, I think, have probably who they play. Rams have they? I think they've played a tougher schedule so far.
They played the Bears, and it was kind of close at the first half, and then the Rams played the Colts, which they could have lost. The Bucs played a Super Bowl team, and then they played the Falcons. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I could see this going over.
It can go either way, but Seahawks at Vikings, 1.5. I'm going Vikings. Vikings get their first game. They're gonna have a clean game. I think they'll have less penalties. They're gonna be at home again. This is gonna be that stepping stone into them, starting to make their presence known. 55.5.
It's pretty high.
That's really high.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd say Kirk Cousins is Peyton Manning. I mean, he looked like it against
Kirk
the Cardinals.
Cousins has he's an average quarterback that's playing really well. I don't know what it is. Dalvin Cook, he's doing really well as well.
Don't put him on Monday night.
So I would go money line. I'd go money line on Vikings for sure.
Especially if it's like a
if this is close, you just go money line.
Yeah, I'd go money line on that one.
Mm-hmm.
What about y'all?
This is probably one of my top 3 favorite plays. I don't see why the Vikings are underdogs at home here when they've had 2 super close losses. And then the Seahawks really haven't been amazing. I mean, they had beat the Colts, grats, and then they lost to the Titans. And then here are the Vikings, which they could be 2-0 right now. They played the Cardinals super close. They played the Bengals super close. They're at home. The line just shouldn't be 1.5 is basically what I'm trying to say.
No, I don't.
I honestly think they should be favored here.
They should. Yeah, I think
that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I think it should be like 1.5 to 2 for the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Seahawks are a little better of a team, but the fact that the Vikings are at home and they're underdogs, and here we go, week 3, it's like the first game for the season for the Vikings. All
right,
money line is my play.
Okay, Sunday Night Football, Packers at 49ers. This is the test of all tests. I wanted this to be not my hot game I wanted to bet on, But this is going to be the game where it shows everything we need to see.
It is.
About
I'm
both
pretty
of these
hyped
teams.
about this game.
Both of these teams, I don't think we learn a lot about Bucks versus Rams, because if one of them shits the bed, it's an anomaly. If one of these teams against Packers and 49ers shits the bed, it's going to expose them. 49ers at home. Jimmy G, I know Alex is a guy that says, I go on the quarterback, so he's probably going +3 Packers. And he doesn't like the 49ers. And I thought the Packers did have a convincing win. I did not like the way the 49ers won their game against the Eagles. I'll go +3. I think I'll go outright. I think the Packers win. I'll go +55 money line. Only thing I don't know is that 50.5. I'd probably go under, honestly. I'd probably go under. It's Sunday Night Football. I can see Aaron throwing it.
What was the score of the Lions-Packers game?
That was
I think they went over
20.
on
Yeah, that was a pretty.
Yeah, it did. The Packers defense looks disgusting.
But 49ers defense is stout. Like they're stopping, except for the Lions that week 1, but they got the kinks out and they held the fact that Jalen Hurts was able to keep the 49ers where they were. I'm gonna bank on Aaron. Outright money line +155. Good. That's a good juice too. I'm gonna go under though, just because I'm a bitch.
So I bet this game before the Lions game because I figured that the Packers were gonna murder the Lions. And I sent my money to Pierce because Bovada didn't have the lineup, but I got the Packers at +170. And Pierce said, well, I don't know if they win. I said, shut up, Pierce. Take my money and bet it at +170. I was like, I don't know if they win either, but I like it at +170, and I like the value. So, I think the line's probably right. I think -3 is correct.
Yeah.
But like Miles was kind of saying, like when you get the juice at +155, when I saw that it was +170, I was like, fuck it. To me, it's like a coin flippy game, so I was like, "Hey, might as well just get the odds here." So that's my opinion.
Yeah. I think you go back. Just go back to QB play on this game. Really, is the main thing. There, like you were saying, Miles, the Packers defense does not look that amazing, unfortunately, and they took a while last year to get their defense rolling. Just keep that in mind. They were pretty bad to begin the season last year. And they got all the kinks out and started becoming, I think, the last 10 games of the season, they were a top 10 defense at that point. So it may be another year because they had the Aaron Rodgers incident, obviously, in the offseason, where they could have some distractions. But I think you go with QB play here. I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be very close and, 3 points is what it's at right now. So I think you go with the Packers on this one, and you take Aaron Rodgers and ride the wave. And obviously, your 49ers takes in start coming into play where maybe they're not the
I can't wait for the River all caps.
Yeah, the River all caps comments coming in. So
worst team.
I would definitely
right
take
after
the
they
under.
beat the who they play the Jags. They're gonna beat them, and then Robert's gonna just be flaming the 49ers. Then my hot take last seed is going to come out and all that. So
yeah, I would take the under on this game though. On that line though, for the over under.
50.5. Okay. All right. So that's a sweep. All packs. Monday Night Football. Not the game that I think we'll learn most about, but probably my second favorite matchup to away from Bengals and Steelers. I just think this could be a super good, a great game. Or a shit game.
Yeah.
Like, it could be a great game, as in both of these teams are going back and forth. Probably a late, field goal to win it, something like that. Or it could be a shit game where the Cowboys just bend the Eagles over and plow them. I don't see it the other way going around, unfortunately. I don't feel like the Eagles are going to plow the Cowboys. I would definitely see it as, like, if the Eagles win, it's going to be a last-minute ordeal.
Like a Cowboys choke situation.
Exactly, something like that. Fumbling a field goal deal.
Like calling a timeout or something.
Doesn't call a timeout. Let's the clock
right, something like that. So with that, I'm I'm gonna bank on the Cowboys offense. It looked like last week the 49ers offense. The Eagles defense was getting bailed out by the 49ers offense. Even though the Eagles had some big fucking plays last week they were all getting called back. Big fucking plays that got called back last week. So that's interesting. Fuck, as I'm saying it out loud, I don't know. I just have to go with the offense. I'm gonna go with offense, even though the defense of the Cowboys is shit. The Eagles could run the fucking ball down their throat. Oh, fuck, Brent.
The top 10 running back that the Eagles have?
Stop.
Gainwell.
Oh, and the top 10 running back that the Cowboys have, and Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
Great running back.
I'm gonna put my money on the Cowboys to where if they lose, I'm happy. But if they win, they get me money. So I'll go Cowboys.
On this one, I'm actually taking the Cowgirls on this one.
Yeah.
I think
does this mean I should fade y'all?
Yeah, you should.
I don't like. I wanted y'all. I want to. It makes me not as excited for the Monday night game because I don't have 7 people texting me saying the Chargers are gonna win.
I got my Dak jersey.
So the one thing on this, I think it started off at the beginning of the week at 4.5, and so now it's down to 3.5. So it's starting to go in favor of the Eagles. I think it was the injury. Which wide receiver do you guys have out? It's
Gallup.
Gallup's out. Yeah. So you have Gallup out.
Doesn't matter. So
I think it's. I'm actually for 51.5. I think I would take the under on this one.
Oh yeah.
For the total, and but I have the Cowgirls covering it. I don't like to say that, but I think it's gonna, come down to a mismanagement or a missed field goal of some sort. That's why the line is where it's at, and I believe they're playing in Dallas, right? Yeah, at Dallas. So that's why it's at 3.5. If it's neutral, it'd be Cowboys at -0.5. So yeah, I have the Cowgirls covering.
No, if it were at Eagles, it would be like Eagles 2.5.
2.5.
Mm-hmm.
It moves it 6 points because neutral field would be 3, and then the other field would be 6. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. So I have the Cowgirls covering.
What do you got?
I mean, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys here.
Oh wow, shocker.
Are you shocked?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I kind of agree with y'all in the under a little bit. At least our game plan looked a little different against the Chargers than I kind of assumed. It seems like they're trying to get the running game involved a lot more, which I don't really like because I have a plus 600 bet on passing yards for Dak to win the league in passing yards. But yeah, I mean, it seems like our game plan has kind of moved a little more towards a 2-headed backfield. I think both running backs would probably get around 15 carries. And yeah, I mean, I feel great about 3.5. I don't know why people are betting on the Eagles here. Kind of what Miles said a little bit. Like, if the Eagles win, yeah, it would be close. But this also has just like
this could be
potential.
Yeah, it's a boom or bust game.
It's our first home game. People are gonna be freaking hype. We got Dak back, and I just.
Yeah,
this one should be at least 4 to me.
It has the potential to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I think we could win this game like 31 to like 14 or something like that.
I can see that.
But yeah, I love this line at 3.5.
DeMarcus Lawrence is back, I believe, this week, or is that what they were saying?
I would say we have like a 75 to 80,
sure
75 to 80% chance to win.
If somebody was out with COVID the last game, that.
Marcus Lawrence was hurt. And then
was it Curry or who are they getting back?
Lyle Collins, he was missing out on tests.
I just think we need our
pass rush.
The circle one. We need him.
That's the only thing I'm concerned about.
The one you
with
put
this
in
game.
Computer.
That's the only thing I'm concerned about this game.
And then we need ankle guy who throws the ball.
Yeah. What? QB1.
CD, you are tilt. That is tilt. I hate that.
I mean, Hacks in the chat here, he kind of just said, like, Cowboys lead in takeaways. He's my stats guy. When I need to
big
go to
stats
somebody,
guy.
I just go to Hack because Hack's
That's a
going to
good
tell me
person to go
everything.
to, actually.
I have a Cowboys group text now. It's really great.
That's
It's me,
sick,
Hack, and
That's
Hamilton.
sick, dude.
Yeah, so we're really excited. But yeah, he said we lead the 6 takeaways in 2 games. Robert said Dak had 0 touchdowns last week.
Yep.
Zeke's a top 5 running back, 100 million. So, yeah. So we know where Robert's going to go here. He's going to follow his brother.
Going 3.5 Bengals. I mean, Eagles.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your guys? We'll just end it with what's your guys'
Lock of the week.
Lock of the week. That'll be because I want to start doing that.
Okay.
My lock of the week is Vikings winning outright.
I was gonna say I had like 3 games that were my locks or like top 3, but I think if I had to pick one, I agree with Miles. I think Vikings is the most confusing line to me.
You got to pick a different one. You can't pick the same one.
Well, that's not fair. Why is Miles going first?
Because I went
just
first.
let him go first,
dude. No, now I'm gonna lose, and then y'all are gonna flame me.
This is a group thing. This is our group.
Fair.
Picking.
Okay. I got you. Okay. Probably.
Hurry up! I'm gonna choose yours if you don't.
Probably
hurry
the
up.
Chargers. Yeah, Chargers plus 6.5.
Yeah, that's good.
Mine is going to be Raiders at -4. I don't think there's no way they don't. There's no way they don't cover that. So those will be our locks. We'll see how we do this next week, obviously, and we'll kind of tally it up to see.
Hey, everyone! If any real friends are listening, make sure to put in your pick'em plays because I'm not calling anybody out, but some people that I'm looking at right now have failed to put in their picks. Yeah. And Robert just reminded me if the Eagles fucking win, I have to hear from y'all, and that makes me disgusted.
Oh, it's gonna happen! I can't wait.
God, if I have to hear,
that's not gonna be good.
I'm gonna get so many I'm going right to bottled and just leaving the group.
It's a Monday.
Oh yeah, you're right. Fuck, even worse. I'm gonna I don't even know where I can go anymore. I'm just gonna leave. You gotta
stay home and touch
I'm just gonna go walk Dax. Yeah, walk Dax for like 3 hours. Leave the group.
All right, guys. Well, that's our week 3. Hopefully, we slam and win what we can, make some money.
Do you want to give our sponsor another shout?
Yeah, we're gonna get there. But we will be developing a Twitter soon with a name for our podcast and an Instagram and all that good stuff. And but yeah, like I kind of said in the beginning at the top of the show, Josh is having a great promotion at the moment where they're allowing anyone that goes to the website and you put in the promo code and you put promo code and you get 100% off of your Josh merchandise. And like I said, you can put it between your toes, you can put it on top of airplane, and it's going to help you develop and get more. And when you have that, that's going to be better and more. And so,
100%
yes,
off too.
Hack hasn't heard this yet.
100% off. It's 100% off. Once again, joshjosh.com, promo code and you get 100% off of your order. And also, subscribe to us so they know that we sent you.
Yes.
But thank you guys. That is it, and we'll see y'all next week.
Please like, subscribe, comment on the YouTube.
Let us know what we can do better.
Yeah, we're always looking to make improvements. We got the lighting this time. Miles looks great, beautiful man.
Well, my light died,
specimen.
So we'll get it better next time.
But yeah, we're going for over 100 views on YouTube for week 3. We'll get it. Percentage went up 30% of viewership, and we're just gonna keep going up, guys. Up. All right. Well,
thanks, guys.
Bye. Yeah, see ya.
Later.